Hi guys, and welcome to this video presentation, which is again shot on location. Apologies for the little bit of shade, but it's either shade or direct sunlight. I'm over here in Murcia in Spain again, and it's a wonderful day, so it gives a little bit of a different dimension to hopefully the video. But let's get on to what it's all about, and it's all about a matter that I actually put on my Facebook page a few months ago in relation to lead magnets. I've had a number of people interact with me in this regard, and I'll be honest with you, it's very clear that some people don't understand what a lead magnet is. Now, the first thing and the fundamental thing is a lead magnet is something that we create as business owners in order to attract people like our customer, our ideal customer, to us, and then lodge their details so that we might be able to contact them, so they become a lead, a prospect. Now, this can take many different forms, and the most common one is obviously ebooks. However, like myself, I've got one at the moment currently on my page, but I'm thinking of changing it because so many people do ebooks, and so many people download ebooks that unfortunately have little value. So whether you do have value or you don't have value, for some people they're frowned upon. You might think of something like an audio program, you might think of a video presentation, you might think of a short video course. I know that a number of people that follow and interact with me, and indeed I've got one that is potentially going to become a client, operate in the multi-level marketing or network marketing space. So a great example in terms of a network marketing approach might be to create a package of samples that you can place with somebody that might in actual fact become a distributor underneath yourself at some point. So for example, one thing I did and I'm aware of that somebody did the one time very successfully was to they were dealing with beauty products. What they did, they put them in a lovely beautiful presentation basket, they put a load of samples in there, they took it to a hair and beauty salon, and they actually left that with them. And what actually happened was the customers were encouraged to take a sample and tell us and give feedback as to what it was, and some of the customers came back in and said, oh, how much is that, we'd like to go and buy it. So that person ended up becoming, that salon owner became actually a distributor underneath somebody else that was actually selling those products. So that's just one approach maybe from your side. So there's always a way in which you can obviously obtain contact with leads, with prospects via ways of a lead magnet. Now, if you're capturing, and most traditionally capturing details via your website in the terms of data, their name, their telephone number and their email address, then all I'd ask you to do is to first and foremost make sure that information is absolutely secure. And in terms of the UK, as we know, we've got GDPR coming out in April 2018, which puts even more pressure on us in order to make sure that we manage data appropriately. So in that situation there, you'll have to be constantly checking that it's okay to retain those details, and that's something I'll cover under another video. So once you actually got those people's details, your prospects' details, what do you do then? Because the one thing about it is that the lead magnet is great, but so many people I've seen that have actually got a lead magnet, they actually capture people's details, and then they do the cardinal sin of not actually using the data they've actually captured effectively. What do I mean by that? Well, the first thing you should do is you should be very, very prompt in terms of your next contact. So I'm talking within a day or two at the max. I would suggest you should be in contact with the prospect or lead again, keeping it relevant to them, keeping in contact and making sure that you get very much very interactive with them at an early stage. How can you do that? Well, some might do a welcome call. That's a very personal way of doing things, and goes down very, very well with many people I know. But if you aren't able to do that, send them an email. Some people set up an autoresponder, which is perfectly fine. All I would say was whatever you do and whatever you decide to do in this regard, you must make sure that you add value at every stage of the process. What we're trying to do is take them through a staged process to ultimately gain a sale. What I would recommend you don't do is to go straight in with a sale once you've captured somebody's details. I've seen that done, And you know what? It's invariably a bad move. It either turns the prospect or the lead off, and all the efforts that you put into actually creating this great opportunity to go and capture some of these details is lost when they decide to unsubscribe. So what I would say to you guys is a lead magnet is a very effective tool for engaging with your ideal customer or more of your ideal customer, and you should definitely be using it if you're not already in your business. I hope that's been helpful. Until the next time, goodbye.